This is video I shot on my cell phone of Marine Drive in Northeast Portland. If you've driven here lately or ridden your bike, you know the area is jarring. Same goes for nearby 33rd. So our team at The Story kept it simple. Tuesday morning, we met Jim Carr and Mark Blanchard, two viewers who had written in with specific concerns.
Is my car in your way, Steve?
Not at all.
No, okay.
We'll start with Carr. He wanted to meet at well 15 near Northeast 185th.
Again, clearly a city well.
A city well and part of Portland's drinking water infrastructure.
It's one of many along the Marine Drive area here.
Carr is a retired Portland Parks employee with a background in horticulture. His fear? What's growing around the well just outside that chain link fence. A large homeless camp with cars and RVs sitting in inches of mud.
You have vehicles that are being stripped down. You have the antifreeze, all the fluids from the vehicles, all of that is now migrating down into the watershed.
In other words, Carr worries those fluids and perhaps even human waste could eventually make their way into Portland's drinking water.
For us to just look the other way and say that, yeah, okay, that's okay, it's only for a while. But is it really only for a while?
A rep for the city assured KGW the drinking water is safe, adding the aquifers that feed this well are solid and nearly 200 feet below ground. Carr thinks officials should take this more seriously.
Which way are you going to head, Mark?
With that, Mark Blanchard showed up. Viewer number 2. Blanchard suggested we follow him on his bike to the spot that strikes him most. So we headed west toward I-205. This is what that area looks like. Cars, tents, a burned out RV wrapped in plastic.
Why did you... There's a car coming in behind you, by the way.
We started to interview Blanchard when this happened.
I was born and raised here, so I've ridden this multiple times, and I kept seeing it getting more and more extreme.
Blanchard wanted to meet here for 2 reasons. First, safety.
I've had it where I've been on the path and actually had a car coming at me on the bike path.
The second reason, Blanchard said, Portland's struggle with rising crime and an overwhelmed police bureau seems undeniable here. Recently, someone stole his sister-in-law's car. She found it, he says, in this camp. It was stripped and totaled.
It wasn't the police that were able to get that. It was like a good Samaritan finding it out here.
Tuesday, both men were adamant. They don't blame the chaos along Marine Drive on the people living here. Most, they believe, are struggling. One man near I-205 told me off camera he's shocked by how rampant the crime is down here. He also said he's a prophet and built Portland with his mind. Back at well 15, another man camping here told me he works and can afford an apartment, but he has a record, possession of a stolen car. So no landlords, he says, will rent to him.
We're not happy when people just dump stolen cars here in the first place.
Derek was the only person comfortable talking to us. He says people live out here along the river in the elements because it's a community. They feel safe with each other, and they know people don't want them near homes and businesses.
We're humans, and we don't appreciate being talked to like we're trash. So we're just trying to survive just like everybody else. We're just having a little harder time.
So as you can imagine, I had a lot of questions for city and local leaders after being out on Marine Drive yesterday. First up, let's talk about the drinking water issue. That has to be jarring to hear. So Commissioner Mingus Mapps is in charge of Portland's Water Bureau, and he sent us a long email. His staff definitely wanted to talk about this. It said in part, Portlanders can rest assured that their water is safe to drink. We are not currently operating the Columbia South Shore well field, but it stands ready in case winter storms stir up any issues in the Bull Run. Then he added, that said, we protect our wells from whatever may happen above ground through a variety of methods. The aquifers where we get the water are deep. Well 15, for example, is 195 feet below ground. The wells are built from solid material to keep out contaminants. That being said, specific to clearing any of those camps at all, because we get questions about it all the time from those of you who drive or bike there, that answer was a little less clear. We got long-winded emails from both the city and the Port of Portland, who both have land out there, and both said that clearing these camps legally is really messy because, again, multiple agencies own land along Marine Drive, including the city, ODOT, the Port of Portland, plus you have private owners. But to sum up how tough this is, I sent them these photos that we showed you at the top of the show. They were actually from Mark Blanchard, the cyclist who you met in the story. And the city said, hey, you know, the land in those photos, that looks like the Port of Portland's land. That's not our land. The Port of Portland said, hey, the land in those photos, that looks like the city's land. That's not our land. Neither mentioned any plans to clear camps or had time at this point for interviews. All right.